Alright, so today we're here in Rise's office because we are comparing his C0 to his C1. This video is sort of intended for those people on the final days of the banner looking to figure out whether they should commit to his C1 or not, or if you're watching this a few months in the future, whether it's his rerun and you want to know whether to get his C1 or not, or if you're just here for entertainment purposes and want to see the difference between his C0 and his C1. So, first of all, for those of you who do not know, I do have his C1 unlocked now because I've already recorded all the footage. So effectively what C1 does is when he's at C0, he sort of has this gimmick where to play him optimally, he wants to be between 50 and 60% HP, which is hard to achieve, and he also drains more HP than he gains. Effectively what C1 does is he can gain more HP than he loses. You don't have to be below 60% HP for his enhanced charge attack, so it does more damage, and it gives it a slight damage bonus. And also he can get his enhanced charge attack every 2.5 seconds rather than 5, and after his fifth normal attack. So that's what his C1 does. When it comes to our Wriothesley build, he is effectively at 100% crit when you take in the Wriothesley Hunter's set to 216 crit damage. Some of our pieces are decent, such as our Flower and our Feather. However, then we have fairly core pieces such as the Sands and the Circlet. So I'd say this is about an average build for the weapon. It's the Wriothesley at R3, so it's just in between R1 and R5. So his build isn't too bad. As for talents, I do have him 10-10-8. I believe whilst I was recording this, I think I had him 10-8-8. Or maybe it was 10-10-8, I'm not sure. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so starting off with Chamber 1, we get the attack buff, and unfortunately, this boss is really annoying in the form that when he does have his little shield up, he takes very little damage. But luckily for us, this Melt Wriothesley team is very good at taking down his shield. Although I don't believe in this run we managed to take it down before he can fly up in the air. As you can see, now he takes my Wriothesley down to below half health, so he loses a large amount of his damage, which of course C1 will help with because that does help him be HP positive, whereas right now he has HP negative. Luckily for us, even though he does fly up in the air, Rise is pretty good at taking him down, so it's not too big of a bother. As Shenhe was a little bit short on energy, I did start running. This is on an attack stance on Shenhe. I do later on run her with an ER, but that's not applicable to the C0 nor the C1 run, so that doesn't really matter. Here we're able to finish him off pretty quickly. You know, we basically beat him in like a minute. I'm just taking my time here now so that I can have energy for the second half. Because, you know, I don't want, this run's basically done. We can estimate around like 70 seconds. We actually got a pretty decent run. Our ult usage was pretty decent. I do mess up here a little bit on the timing, but it's fine because you want to clear in around 90 seconds and have your energy up. That's sort of my gold standard for a character to see if they're good, and you know, he managed to do that. So we're on to now the C1 version. Obviously we go with the attack buff again for the sake of fairness. And then again, same thing, Shenhe burst, Shenhe skill. I think there's a slightly better rotation where you can do her tap, ult, and then sub the team, then hold, then Wriothesley burst, then hold, and then go into his normal attacks. I also don't bother with trying to melt his N5. I know a good combo for him is N1C, N5C, and you just repeat that. So that you can melt his first and fourth hits instead of his, I believe it's... No, his first... it's the bigger hits, basically. But yeah, we actually get pretty unlucky here with our rotation and just the RNG of the boss. The thing is, in the C0 run, this probably would have been a reset. Although we are able to manage to stop him from flying up in the air. And obviously at C1, our Wriothesley is not only easier to play here, his charge attack will also do a bit more damage. So we just ult here for some more damage. And then on the charge attack, let's see how much we're able to hit. And we hit 99k. And once again, it's basically 1 minute. I'd say this is around 60 seconds. Again, the last few moments are just me trying to get my energy up. So I'd say that's about a 10-second difference on a probably slightly worse run. So yeah, there is a slight speed increase. It's not too noticeable, but we did get a bit unlucky. So I'd say on average, you're looking at around probably between 10 to 20 seconds faster, which honestly in Spiral Abyss is quite a bit faster, so obviously his C1 is helping out his damage. Now moving on to Chamber 2, these mobs are so annoying because they just get knocked back so easily. Like you can see they get knocked back there. Also he has a fair bit of poise, I believe it's called, on some of his hits, so you can just see me knocking them back here. which, you know, it's fairly annoying. 87k on the charge attack without C1, as you can see. I mean, these two, honestly, I thought I killed that guy. These two are quite easy to take out. This is just me trying to conserve my skill and energy for these two. Again, the big guy is just quite annoying since he can stun lock you, but, you know, if you just move out his way, he won't be able to stun lock you, but then you can't hit both of them. I will say Wriothesley's AoE does leave a little bit to be desired sometimes, especially in a reverse melt team, because in a freeze team you can run Kazo with him. There you go, there's the gang stun lock that you mentioned. Shenhe is nearly dead, which, you know, we don't have to talk about. I will say we had to retry only like about twice, I think. Maybe twice off Rice on Chamber 2, just trying to get a better run. And then again, we're nearly done here. I'd say this would probably be around like a 78 to 80 second clear. Again, I'm just trying to conserve my energy a bit more here, just to make sure I have it for the final chamber. And now that we get on all our characters, and we get stun knocked a lot, so our Zhangling and Shenhe aren't in best health for the next chamber, but that's fine, we'll just have to not get skill issued. So yeah, we finished this with about 4 seconds to spare. Then again, we are conserving our energy, so it's not that bad. We do again go for the HP buff. And then again, we have to deal with these annoying guys who just love getting knocked around. What we will want to watch out for is how much his charge attack does this time, just so we can compare the charge attack damage. Yeah, the 134k, which is a lot more compared to the 80k. At least I think that was 134k, so that's 50k more damage. So yeah, you can see his charge attack definitely gets stronger at C1, alongside the whole point. So I believe we actually managed to beat the Vish apps. I forgot what they're called for a second, a bit quicker. And we're doing quite good here. If we didn't get stun knocked a little bit here by, you know, this big guy, it would be a bit better. Okay, so we hit 82k without melting. So yeah, you can see his charge attacks are definitely stronger here. And yeah, we beat this in about 1 minute. Just conserving energy here. Just hoping I can get the Favonius proc for my Shenhe ult, not getting too lucky. But there you go. Now we get the Favonius proc, isn't that just lovely? But yeah, once again, we finished this, I'd say, around 10 to 20 seconds faster. That's sort of what you can expect with the damage increase from C1. Alongside the fact that, you know, his healing's just more consistent, so you're more able to stay above 50% HP. And for the enhanced charge attack, you don't need to be around 60% HP. So, you know, there's no longer that thing where you have to stay in between 50 and 60. And now, Chamber 3. I will tell you right now, this was the most annoying chamber I've had to do with Wriothesley C0. I died stupid deaths so many times. I had to get lucky with the Mirror Maiden rotation so many times. Because it's C0, you will need a little bit of luck. But we take the Mirror Maiden down in about 30 seconds after waiting for, you know, a favorable rotation. Here we're able to pull off our full rotation, luckily. So this guy should get melted quite a bit. No pun intended. If we just look out for the charge attack damage once again, that is... Okay, never mind, we don't charge attack. I forgot the charge attack here. That was a bit silly of me. I will say, yeah, getting his charge attack to do a lot more damage is far easier at C1, since you get it after every 5th normal attack. I'm sure I explained at the beginning of the video what his C1 does. If not, I'll have to remember to do that in editing, because I'm recording this before the intro and the outro. Anyway, okay, so we hit 72k on our normal attack. I think the Bennett buff might have just gone away. Also remember, we are using Widsiv, so there is a bit of randomness when it comes to his charge attack hits. And now, unfortunately, we won't get the 90-second goal. So our Novelet does kind of carry the second half in terms of speed. I mean, we're not too far off. Again, we don't have to conserve energy here. And also, this guy getting knocked around is just annoying. I think we'll finish this in about 110 seconds, which is nearly 2 minutes, which isn't ideal. Which means you need an above average clear for the second half. Now, when we compare this to C1, C1 was most noticeable. C1 was most noticeable when I was doing this run, because I think I did this on my third attempt, whereas the other one I took so many attempts. So here, once again, honestly here I just don't even wait for the Mirror Maiden to do a rotation which favors us. I just start hitting her straight away. You know, hopefully I can cancel her attacks enough, and actually we do get pretty lucky with that in this run. You know, kind of using the poise to our advantage this time instead of to our disadvantage. So last time we killed her in about 30 seconds. This time we're able to do it in, I'd say about, okay, it's kind of 30 seconds again, so it's not too big of a difference on the Mirror Maiden. And we do take her out in that 41k hit now. Our Shenhe's ult isn't up right now, and I don't think we'll have our Icy Quills like we did last time, but that's fine. We just sort of have to knock this guy out, and honestly, these guys do so much damage sometimes, it's genuinely so annoying. So here, I use the ult to iframe the attack. Also, grouping them up can be a bit annoying. We actually had a much better rotation in the first run, which would theoretically slow us down here. I don't exactly remember what time I finished this run in, although we shall see. Although now we do get lucky with them grouping up. We managed to group them up a bit sooner than we did last time. Unfortunately, we don't get Shenhe's Icy Quills. We hit 115k on the charge attack. So yeah, you can see he just does a lot more damage at C1, and he's just far easier to play. You know, I've repeated myself multiple times, but that's true because that's just the nature of his C1. And we're able to clear this about 10 seconds faster, I'd say. We don't have the Zhangling ult, but that's fine. We've cleared this in around 90 seconds. So yeah, you can see his C1 definitely does have an influence. And so we're back here in Rise's office. You saw the difference between his C0 and his C1, as I've stated many times. You know, it just sort of makes playing him easier alongside doing more damage, so it's more consistent. You might not have to retry an Abyss so much, you can get faster clears. So, you know, it's just nice to have him C1, although it's not, as you can tell, it's not a necessity. I'm sure maybe there'll be some characters which will synergize with him in the future, so his C0 might get better. Or maybe there'll be characters which come out which will make his C1 better. I don't know, it depends how this video will age. I'm sure you guys can tell me in the comment section below. Maybe I'll update the comments if I remember if there are any significant characters coming out. I'd assume Farina might either enhance his C0 or his C1, I'm not sure. I know in a freeze team, Mika is also very good for his C0, so you might actually build Mika. Maybe I'll do a video where I build Mika, so be sure to subscribe for that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative anyway, be sure to like, because that helps the video grow, especially with the size of my channel. And also, I'd appreciate if you'd subscribe once again to help the channel grow. Anyway, hopefully I see you guys in the next video. It will probably be wishing for Farina, if not another Risey video in between. Something like that. Farina video will come out either the day of or the day after a banner. But yeah, subscribe for more. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.